Greetings gamers, Pasta's here, today with another roguelite. This time it's gonna be different from most of the stuff that you usually played, most likely. Because Darkblade Ascent is in first person and will take us in the shadowy depths of dungeons, caves, and other fantasy places while we mow down enemies, deflect spells, dodge, and loot anything that is not nailed to the ground. This game is more skill-based than your usual roguelite. It will require you to get comfortable with mobs animations and test your reflexes. As well as in this game, all the weapons are melee. Don't expect any comfortable ranged option or crossbow, no machine gun or rocket launcher, except a single spell with a fairly long cooldown. Darkblade Ascent recently dropped in early access and is a true indie game since apparently the team behind it is made up of just two brothers, which is another reason to buy this game to support small studios. This game hopes to deliver a different experience than your usual roguelite, but the question is, can it deliver? And how much content is there in the early access? Well, let's find out. Combat and progression. With a dark atmosphere and a fantasy world, with abandoned medieval villages, crumbling cathedrals, and dark cemeteries, we hack our way through levels with randomly generated weapons, with the natural roguelike permanent progression system backing us up, as we unlock more weapon types and classes. At this very moment, there are these following weapons. Swords, decent attack speed, not the longest reach, but decent damage. Lances, for those that love to penetrate. They have a longer reach due to their thick shaft, and they're my favorite weapon, as you probably can tell by the tone of my voice. Axes, with great damage comes very slow attack speed. Daggers, for everyone that likes to dab on your enemies by flashing fast attacks at a very short range. Combat is quite fluid and fast-paced. The game rewards you when you successfully block skills. No holding parry, however. Instead, you will need to time it right. You can push back in a small AoE around you after you perform a parry. This is quite comical when combined with power-ups that spread fire on the ground, as you can win battles just by pushing mobs back in the oven until they're cooked to perfection. This system, however, really shines when you are about to get swarmed by dozens of mobs, all thrashing around, and even better, you can block spells, send them back flying, and hit enemies, as this game features heavy friendly fire after all. At this very moment, there are only three available classes: the Pyromancer, the Stormcaller, and the Frostweaver. Each bring its own flavor to the battlefield. The Pyromancer throws fireballs, the Stormcaller throws stormballs, and the Frostweaver just like to chill. These aren't just cosmetic skins. Each classes come with 15 randomized unlock during your run, letting you tailor your playstyle on the fly. I especially liked the one that allowed me to multiplicate my fireballs so they would hit multiple enemies in a straight line. Wants to be a speed demon darting around with a spear? Yes, please do it. Or a hulking berserker swinging a massive axe? Yes, you're very strong, but yeah, I hope you're very good with parry then. That is up to you and your RNG with buffs. The game's persistent passive skill tree also features 55 unlockable perks, ensuring your decision sticks with you and across your runs. Enemies have a clear attack patterns, and you need to learn when to dodge, when to parry, and which enemy you should prioritize in killing. Also, after you unlock the full passive tree of an ability, you unlock a special skill that charges over time, and it will look very cool and deal a lot of damage. The controls are quite tight and responsive, which I really like. Of course, this is kinda important because combat is what are you going to do for 99% of the game anyway. However, you need to be careful, the game is not as forgiving. If you are hit, health recovery is scarce, and healing is a luxury in certain conditions. You will receive some self-healing through buffs and passives, but do not expect health potion at every corner. You also will be able to heal before bosses by just paying some gold. The game will punish you for your mistakes, however, and I would not have this any other way. The power-ups. In roguelite fashion, you will be able to select one among 3 random buffs before entering in the next room. These ranges from max health, increased stamina, global damage, elemental damage, healing, and weapon damage. You will be able to also collect gold items through the level, and when you kill mobs as well, and use that gold to open chests to get weapons and power-ups. There are also Malevar Boons, which are a separate power-up system, which brings more depth to the table, with 39 possible choices. But be careful, the options are gonna be random for you to select, some come with big downsides, so be careful. Also, sometimes abyssal mobs will spawn. They are stronger than normal mobs, but killing them will give you a boon as a reward. Also, there is the possibility that at some point during the run, a portal will open, taking you to a small arena. You can go in and clear waves and get rewards. Expect a lot of mobs fighting you though, as the arenas are quite tempting loot-wise, they are also very dangerous. In the passive tree, when you complete a full line, you will obtain a bonus. I found getting health to be the most useful at the beginning because it will allow you to regain a percentage of your health each time you complete a room. Weapons have level and stats, however if you really like a weapon, you receive the option through the run to spend gold to raise its level, or even to reroll its bonuses. Choosing the right weapon for the build and boon you receive will mean your success or your wipe. No, you cannot carry around multiple weapons. Each time you pick one, you leave the one before on the ground. There are 3 elemental types, cold, fire and thunder, and most weapons will have 1 guaranteed elemental damage on them. Is Darkblade Ascent worth it? I like this game. I also like that it was below $20. This game doesn't exist to give you some grand lore or storyline. It's brutal, fast and meant to be replayed without boring you. Since this is an early access, the amount of content is limited, but due to the scope of the game and the clear passion that the developers are putting in it, I expect them to add more stuff for sure. This type of game is a reminder of old school, and while I like roguelites, I also expect each one of them to not be the same exact experience, because that would be boring, and bring their own twist. And this one felt much different than your usual game, and it even gave me some Dark Messiah vibe in a sense. I will not rant any longer, and I will give it to you straight away. Is Darkblade Ascent worth it? Yes, if you like roguelites, but also skill-based game. Dodging and parrying is not optional. Dodging can feel a bit clunky if you're surrounded by enemies, so parrying is gonna be always your better option, and you will need to learn. This is my take on this game. What about you? Let me know your opinion in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Happy gaming!